things have happened, man, since we have last graced the airways with our presences.
Has it?
A few things. As you know, last weekend, myself, the homie Dylan, the homie Yaz, the homie Kay, and another friend of ours who is not on screen, Leah, we actually all went to JordanCon, which is a smaller convention in Atlanta. It takes place once a year. And this convention is actually typically centered around the Wheel of Time books, which were written by the late Robert Jordan. But this year, we were graced by the presence of the one and only Brandon Sanderson. So we had to go to that. And it was off the chain, man. I'm just going to tell you, it was a great time. I had a wonderful time.
I saw some of the pics that were posted, and it looks like you guys had a great time. It looks like Dylan had one hell of a cosplay going on. All you guys, but
the homie Dylan was rocking the Steel Inquisitor. He was Marsh specifically.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Spoiler. Spoiler.
I'll get rid of that button.
Yeah, that's why I just did it for you. Our bad on that, but yeah, he was rocking a Marsh cosplay. He actually made a small child cry, like a 7 or 8 year old girl.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So, and the thing about it is, the way that we had to attach the spikes to the back of his head, he couldn't like emote with his face at all, really, because it'll like pull the skin, and so he just kind of had to just sit there with like a blank expression, and that just made it 100 times creepier.
Yeah, that makes it even more perfect.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a great time. He met Brandon wearing that outfit.
Oh my gosh, what was Brandon's reaction to that?
I wasn't standing there, but he really liked it. Yeah. You know, there's actually a viral video going around right now of a different cosplay from that convention, and they were doing the giant sword version of Vin. She's got like the 8-foot sword, and the chick has the sword, and her kid was actually dressed up as the Wolfhound or whatever. But the thing that really made her cosplay so next level is she actually could hit a button and like the mist would come out of the outfit. And yeah, that was like the star of the show right there. And Brandon was really impressed with it. So that video has been going around. I think it's got like 8,000 or 9,000 shares on Instagram so far. Yeah.
Damn. That's awesome. I know you also had the opportunity to get up and ask the man himself a question.
I did, man. That was an experience. My heart rate was like 140 something when I sat down. And my resting is usually like 65. Yeah. You know? So, without going too far into it, so Brandon has I'm going to do some little Miss Moore spoilers here, folks. But Brandon has a thing called RAFO. So, if you ask a question that he either explains in the books or intends to eventually explain in the books, he'll give you a RAFO card, which means read and find out. So if you just ask him like a blatant fucking spoiler, he's just going to give you a RAFO card. Matter of fact, during the Q&A, there was a guy that came up and he was like, hey, so before you RAFO me, and the guy started asking his question, and Brandon didn't even let him finish his question. He was like, no, you're done, RAFO, and he gave him the card. And, you know. But so I went and asked him a question, and I thought that he was going to RAFO my question. Yeah. And I've wanted to ask him this for about 2 years. You know, I went to Dragonsteel to see him a few years ago and didn't get to ask a question then. But this is what I had on my mind at the time. And so my question was, you know, if you're, assuming that you had a perfect knowledge of hemalurgy, this is one of the magic systems in Mistborn, is there anything that you, like, couldn't steal with it in the Cosmere? And I thought he was just going to RAFO me, and that was going to be it. But then he starts answering the question. And then next thing I know, I realized that I'm actually in a conversation with him about it in front of all these people. And then I'm like, at that point, I just want to go sit down. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I didn't think he was going to answer this. He actually gave me such an in-depth answer. But by the time he like really started explaining it, I couldn't. It was just all Charlie Brown's teacher to me. I had to watch the video back to actually get the answer.
No, I'm so glad that the crew recorded that for you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it just be lost knowledge.
Yeah, because I'm just like, yes. Yes, I'm in a conversation with Brandon Sanderson in front of all these people. Yes. Right. But he actually gave me a very in-depth answer, and the answer essentially was that, yes, you can theoretically use it to steal anything, but based on what you are going to steal with it, you would need the spike to be of a certain size. And so some things, there's like not enough metal in the whole Cosmere for you to take it. You know, so while it's theoretically possible, it's not plausible.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought that was a really cool answer. So, you know, like if I can get me like a planet-sized metal spike, I can do whatever. But it was good to have that information.
It was really cool that you got to ask him that kind of question. And that got me to thinking, how do you think you would do if, let's say, hit you with like, I gave you a phone call and I said, Caleb, I know this is short notice, but I actually got an interview lined up with Brandon Sanderson. It's in 2 days. So I'm going to need you to be on it.
I can do it off the top of my head.
Cool.
It could be in 5 minutes. I'm ready. I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
But that would be after, right? Like, I would be in it, and then as soon as it ends, I'd probably go, like, throw up out your window. But, I mean, like a 30-minute interview, I could go 30 off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah. I know a lot.
Yeah.
Not as much as some of the people who were at Jordan Con, but I know a lot. They actually had a trivia thing that I was going to go to. But I ended up not going. They actually had a really cool panel there. I wish I could have attended. It was kind of like it was called like a You'll Die on This Hill, and it was basically like people's like, you know, very staunch like Cosmere opinions. And it was like a head-to-head thing, and like if you lose, they had a series of panelists, but as soon as one of them loses, they get replaced by someone from the audience.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a cool concept.
That is a cool concept.
And I didn't get to go to that because we were doing other things. We were very, you know, had it all planned out. You know how I am. So.
Oh.
But it was really cool. It was a fun time.
Yeah, that's dope as hell, man. I'm glad that you guys got to go and experience that. I know it's very different from Dragonsteel, but at the same time, a little bit of overlap, right?
A little bit. He did talk about Dragonsteel while we were there, and you know how right now I think they cap at 10 to 12,000 for Dragonsteel, which is a little larger than when I was there. And he said they basically don't want to go beyond 15. Like that's the most they'd ever expand to. Because they want it to kind of they want it to continue to be the experience that it is. If it got to 80 to 100,000 people, you would lose that, right? Like it would become a line con, and like everybody who's there is there for him. Like they're all there for the same thing, you know. So it's not Dragon Con where you have 80,000 nerds that could spread out amongst all sorts of different stuff,
right? You
know, so like the book release, like everyone who comes wants to go to that.
Yeah,
they're not going to have a hall that seats 40,000. They just don't. You know, right. So they, you know, you're going to have people that fly out there and can't do the things they want to do. So I think, you know, he's very adamant about like that 15,000 is like the most they would ever want there.
You know, that got me to thinking then, because I like the idea from wanting to keep it somewhat intimate, according to what it could be if you so wanted it.
Once the movies come out.
I was going to say, but yeah, what's going to happen once this thing goes super, ultra, mega critical mainstream? And that, I mean, thankfully, Sanderson is in the driver's seat for all of this. But if there's any kind of delegation, then either one or two things would happen. Either they would definitely rapidly expand like the number of people and attendees who could be there, or those ticket prices are going to go up like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I think that one could still happen. I think they could increase in prices a little bit, but the way that they do their ticketing system is really nice now. So if you're interested, you go on and say, I want these tickets, and that's it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to do anything, and then you just get selected or you don't. And if you don't get selected, you don't go. If you get selected, then, you know, more power to you, and you can buy your tickets and you can go. And I think that's a cool way to do it, because you're not sitting in a line. You're not sitting in like a digital queue waiting for hours or whatever. And it's a little more fair. You know, you're not sitting there refreshing a page over and over again.
Right.
And he said that last year about 80% of the people that wanted tickets got tickets.
Okay.
But obviously that ratio is going to get worse once the movies come out. Even if they do expand up to 15,000 total.
Yeah.
He also wants to keep his company smaller. Like Dragonsteel as a company, I think he said they have like 80 employees right now.
Oh wow.
And he personally knows every single person. And he was like, once you get up over 100 people, it becomes harder to like personally know everybody. And he wants to keep it a small company.
Yeah.
And I could see that. But it's like you said, once Hollywood starts to boom. The good thing about it though is at Dragonsteel though, right? There's not going to be a lot for you if you like go see the Mistborn movie and now I want to go to Dragonsteel and meet Brandon Sanderson. There's not going to be a lot there for you. Like all the people that are there are going to be 40 books ahead of you.
Yeah.
And Dragonsteel is where he releases his new book. And you're not going to be able to read that. You're not going to be able to go watch the Mistborn movie and then go read that shit.
That's true.
So, I just don't know. I think that the interest will skyrocket some, and it will obviously, like with Game of Thrones or like any of these other things, like what will happen is these people will then get into the books based on the movie.
Yep.
And then I think we're going to have a swell, But that's a good thing to have.
It is.
And they got a lot of books they have to read.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's going to be really good, the way that they're looking to handle it.
Yeah, I hope that Sanderson is really good with managing stress.
Yes. He has to be already, right? The way that he writes is so disciplined. I want to drop one other thing before we move on, because we got a lot to talk about before we even get to our main course tonight. So he is going to be doing a lecture at Oxford about J.R.R. Tolkien and like the origins of fantasy as a genre. And he may or may not have dry run it for us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I didn't even have to pay $80K, or whatever tuition to Oxford costs these days. And he was like, can I do that? And we were all like, absolutely yes. And it was like really informative and like really good. It didn't feel like a lecture per se. It was tremendous. We all really loved it. And I was thinking like, oh, I'm the only one who's really into this, I'm like, these nerds that are with me, they're not gonna. And then I started looking around and they're all just like very locked in. And I was like, okay, all right. Okay, so it's not just me. That was a amazing experience.
Bro, dog, that's next level.
Yeah, because he wanted to know how long it was going to take and all that, and he's like done it in the mirror, but this was like his first time doing it in front of an audience, and it was dope as hell. But one of the things about his writing or whatever, like he's got to be so disciplined. He sets aside time to write each day, and he's just very, really good with his organization and his schedule. I did put in for Dragonsteel for this year for us today to get media passes. If you are from Dragonsteel and you happen to be watching this clip, please go and approve our application. And then do not watch any of the rest of our content.
If I so remember, that's a clip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just go in there, click approve, and then do not watch any other clips or any other thing that we have talked about, please.
Yeah. Well, and if you do, those are just two people that look a lot like us saying all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not actually us, though.
Yeah. Well, we will definitely, if you do happen to have watched anything, we will tone it way down when we come out there.
We will certainly entertain and do our media duties.
That's right. I also put in as a panelist, me personally.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, if I get either one, I'll be very excited.
Yeah.
But that one, well, man, I think I'll be a little nervous if I get the panelist, but it'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you got it.
In other news, man, you seen that Clayface trailer?
I have. How about you?
I have. Yes. A friend of mine messaged me and was like, "Yo, have you seen that Clayface trailer?" And I was like, "Didn't know there was one." So I'm not trying to invoke any tribalism here, because ultimately, folks, if I got to pick a side in that battle, I'm still with Marvel. I don't have to, but if I did, I'm still with Marvel right now. But But they would never do this. like Marvel Studios would never put out, just from what we've seen in this teaser, they would never put anything this dark out there.
No. They've shown us, Marvel has shown us that they'll do layers of gritty, and they'll be sure to keep their grit from their mainstream stuff. For example, like your Daredevils or even your Moon Knights, they're not really going to do a whole lot of dwelling in the same arena as your Avengers or whatnot. What's interesting about this Clayface trailer, and the cool thing to remember, is that this is the same universe as Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is kind of nuts, ultimately. What do you think about it, man? What was your kind of overall thoughts on it?
I really, really like this trailer. And I like it because they are committing to the horror vibe. Listen, it could just be a really good person in the editing room who is making this thing look very horrific in nature. But I think that they're really nailing the tone and the feel and the essence of what a horror Clayface movie is. We see, I don't know which Clayface they're going with. I'm assuming it's the OG, the Basil Carlo, the failed actor.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's who they're going with here, but we see him in kind of bandaged or like in a hospital room, and he looks like he's gone through the ringer, and then it's being intercut with seeing him interacting with other people and his face melting, and so it looks like they're gonna go the body horror route and kind of the obviously more the shape shifting route from a horror standpoint to invoke the paranoia. But then there's also even a clip in that teaser where we see a silhouette of him making kind of that iconic Clayface spiked hand, and that looked really cool too. So at this point, for me, the only way they could kind of kill my hype for this would be if the design for a full-blown body Clayface isn't up to par.
What if he's dressed like Michael Jackson? Would that do it?
That will definitely ruin it for me. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Might just skip it.
That's a Suicide Squad Isekai reference.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it or heard of it, then keep it that way.
Yeah. I honestly didn't mind, Clayface Jackson, but it also wasn't like, the best thing ever. Like, your reaction to it is what I think what made it not that awful for me,
Damn it.
But it was, yeah, it was interesting, man. This trailer, it looks, pun intended, horrific. And it's really bold of them to do this. No one else in this genre. I mean, I think that Brightburn is probably the closest thing to a superhero like horror that we've really gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, The Boys, but I mean, so much of that, there's so much levity in that and layers of satire, whereas like this just looks scary as hell.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in it. I'm also, with this movie in particular, I feel like the more they show of it, the worse it's going to be. Like, I would be fine with this teaser being the only thing that comes out before the movie. Unfortunately, due to marketing and shit, that's not how it's going to go. But man, how cool would that be if like this is all we got before the theater?
So this has me wondering, do you think this movie does like the full body transformation where he looks like a monstrosity Clayman? Or do you think that it'll just be him maybe morphing faces and maybe certain body parts into weapons?
What I would like to see is for it to get worse as the movie goes. And so like maybe third act, we see the full transform.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So we don't know this for certain, but as of now, I'm assuming that this is the same Clayface we see in, was it Creature Commandos? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's got to be why Rick Flag is in the hospital. He beat the bejesus out of that man.
Oh yeah, and Frankenstein.
Do you think that it's possible that we see that in the movie? This has to be early, right?
Yeah, this is like his origin. And Creature Commandos, he looks like he had been clay-facing for a while.
Are they setting him up to be the villain in the Batman Brave and the Bold?
I think that potentially he could be in it. I don't know if he would be like the main villain in it.
Because I'll be honest with you, we've never seen this before. I mean, the closest that we ever got with this was Glass, and that was a huge mistake. But, you know, this idea of like, if they really had gone in and let the Horde be the villain in Glass, that would have been incredible, I think. For like, you have this whole movie establishing this. Because one of the things that we always talk about is like, how little screen time or effort gets put into some of these villains. Yeah. And so having an entire movie go ahead and get all that out of the way and set it all up. So going into the conflict, you already know about this person, their backstory, their motivations, all that. And then the movie can just be about the thing. That's really cool. We haven't seen it.
You're right. And I'll tell you this, man. I think that this movie, in terms of it being a good movie, not even so much a good Clayface interpretation, which I obviously hope that it is an amazing Clayface interpretation.
Yes.
But this movie has an interesting kind of conundrum to overcome because Clayface is, for a majority of his appearances, he's known for being a villain.
Right.
Kind of a tragic figure of a villain. And you understand where he's coming from for most of what he does. Not that anyone agrees with his methods or what have you, but what I'm getting at here is he is, and in essence, the protagonist in the sense that he is the lead of this movie. We're assuming that we're getting this from his POV and that we're following who I'm assuming is going to be Basil Carlo through his transformation, and he wants his revenge, and God help who's ever in his way. The thing about horror movies, though, is that typically we want to be on the other side of it so we can be scared of the creature, not with the creature.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're going to have to introduce another character who he wants revenge on, but who we actually like enough to feel sympathy for and want that person to make it through.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the older geneticist in V for Vendetta, right?
Yes.
Where, you know, we see all these different murders and she's finding out about them and all this other stuff. And then finally, you know, V comes to kill her. And we actually don't, by that point, we really don't want him to. Mm-hmm. But he does it anyway. And that kind of separates him from the audience, you know, where it's like, we wouldn't have made that choice. You're the protagonist, though, and you're kind of showing us that you are not, you know, you're very gray. Mm-hmm. You know, you're in the middle. And so something like that, but with a horror spin on it, where it's like, we might be okay with you killing these other douchebags, but like our point of view 2 character, our secondary point of view, could be somebody that did something that Clayface wants revenge for, but we kind of like them or we understand their motivations, and he doesn't. I
think it could even be something like his wife.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to go. Also, this Clayface movie is doing exactly what I wanted and expected Marvel to do with Secret Invasion, and that is play with paranoia. You can make the Skrulls be terrifying in Secret Invasion, was my thought going into that TV show. Like, we don't know who's who, and we don't know what's happening. We don't know who we can trust, because obviously with their shape-shifting abilities and whatnot, that was, for me, just the layup. Yeah. And they didn't do that. Instead, we got, look at the finale of that show. Yeah. But it looks like this Clayface thing is kind of going that direction, like a mixture of Darkman. I don't know if you remember that classic. Yeah. A little bit of that meets John Carpenter's The Thing. Like, you combine those two extremely paranoid-filled films. Darkman from the aspect of, this is the lead. This this kind of disfigured creature of man is the lead, and The Thing from like we don't know who we can trust, we don't know who's who, and we got to figure out how to get out of this shit alive. So, I mean, really, they can have a lot of fun with this movie, man. And I'm looking forward to October and seeing how this movie turns out.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. The hype is all the way up right now. Let's change gears a little bit, man. Me and you had the privilege to watch WrestleMania Night 2 over the weekend. Did you see any Night 1?
I still haven't gone back and watched much of it, just clips.
So, I haven't watched any of it, and I think I might keep it that way. The internet was very unhappy with it. We got to watch Night 2, and we were blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, this is one of the best WrestleManias I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody was talking about from yesterday,
right,
but this is amazing. And then even fucking Dave Meltzer was like, the main event was one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time.
I'm very surprised he said that because he normally has garbage takes on wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Uncle Dave, Dementia Dave. Yeah, I was really shocked about that too, man. To see that he was, you notice he didn't say, oh, it was one of the best wrestling matches of all time. He said it was one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. He's got a save face with the AEW bots.
For sure.
But I just got to say, man, we were watching it together. I do agree with that opinion. I think Punk and Roman really proved, and I hate to say this because I really love Cody Rhodes, but I think that Punk and Roman both proved that they're the best two doing it today on Sunday.
They get it.
Yeah.
They get it. They're two pros, and they know how to tell a story. They know together how to pace a match. They understand psychology perfectly. This match had almost zero shenanigans, no run-ins, and a clean finish.
Yeah.
I just feel like that doesn't happen very often in WWE.
It hasn't happened at a WrestleMania in forever.
Yeah.
Mark Henry, it's funny that he agreed with me, but, he's a good guy. So, I said this was the best Mania main event since 26, which was Taker and Shawn was the main.
2, yep.
And Mark Henry came out and said the exact same thing.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I was like, well, I am vindicated fully here. And I stand by that, man. I think, I could watch that match 100 times. I thought it was amazing. If you haven't seen it, check it out if you're into wrestling or whatever. Or if you're, disillusioned with wrestling, you used to like it. That Mania main event, man, it was one for the ages. And me personally, I very much have missed the idea of a classic main event. And I feel like we've just gotten so far away from that, of just two of the best to do it getting in there and making art in front of thousands of people. And if you look at it, man, the crowd was never down for a second.
Not for a moment.
It's like a 30-minute wrestling match.
I think they said bell to bell 35, something like that.
And you never see that anymore.
Yeah.
And the pacing was just perfect. And they never lost the crowd for a second. The crowd chanted both guys.
Yes.
And I think people who came in there thinking, I want my guy to win, probably ended up chanting for the other guy at parts in that match. Because, me, I'm not a big Roman guy. I definitely like him a lot more now than I used to. But, I'm definitely a CM Punk person.
Yeah.
But, I'm not mad at... The only thing about Roman winning is that it's same, It's just very, they immediately already got him into a bloodline feud. I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to run it back to the well then.
Well, I think that Roman winning is the right call if the goal through SummerSlam is to get him to Oba.
Yeah. And I hope that's the goal, but I was been hearing that they want Roman and Gunther at SummerSlam.
I heard that too.
And I'm like, that ain't the play, in my opinion. I think if you were going to do that match, I would rather have, Punk keep it.
It would be great to see that rematch, Punk and Gunther too.
Yeah. Or I mean, honestly, I'm not mad at Roman and Oba.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna happen at some point. Let me ask you this. It's been swirling today, and this all could be a huge work, right? Rumor has it that Lesnar was actually supposed to go to SummerSlam and lose to Gunther for his retirement, and he called an audible at Mania, and that WWE is coming after him for breach of contract.
Boy, I haven't watched a single solitary second of WWE Unreal. I would watch season 3 or whatever if that's in it.
Yeah.
That's I've heard about this, and I'm torn. I can see either side being true. I can definitely see this just being something to work the internet marks.
Yeah.
To get the people talking about Brock and, oh man, this is what he did. I can see the entire thing being an overly elaborate work. You know, maybe Brock did that knowing that he would still come back and do the SummerSlam thing. Who knows? I can also see it being something that, Brock wanted this to be it. I want to put this kid over, being Oba, and I want to ride off into the sunset. It's WrestleMania. This kid is now the next big thing, and I've done my job. And to a degree, I'm not mad at that because even before this WrestleMania, I've heard rumors that he was supposed to go to SummerSlam in his hometown and face Gunther in his last match. And my thing was, and again, this is my thinking before Mania even happened, my thinking was, okay, but he's going to face Oba at Mania. And I said, if he loses to Oba, how big of a deal is it if Gunther beats him at SummerSlam?
That was kind of my thing, too. It's like, if he loses to, both of them, that's really, I mean, we're all going to know everybody knows the finish. He's not going to face Gunther at SummerSlam and beat him.
Yeah.
I just don't think, I think the money would have been there if they had been like, let's just say that, Oba Femi is still in NXT. He didn't get called up. And we had Brock and Gunther at Mania, and Brock won. Okay, if you're going to do the rematch at SummerSlam and have Gunther go over, okay, now it means something. Now it's a big deal. Now you're showing that, okay, Gunther hit a brick wall and then climbed over it, eventually. And you're building him more. But to have Oba destroy Lesnar, I mean, it was basically a squash. To have that happen to Brock and then have him go in against Gunther and go 10, 15 minutes or whatever, I don't know what that does for anybody, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what does that do? Does that elevate Gunther anymore? I don't think so. I mean, the man retired Cena. The man retired Goldberg. He retired AJ. The only way that would have possibly elevated Gunther would be, again, if this match with Oba didn't happen at Mania.
Yeah.
But it's a really good thing this match with Oba happened at Mania.
I agree. I mean, I hate to say this, man, but I just don't know I don't know where they go with Gunther.
I don't think they know either.
Yeah.
He damn near didn't have plans for Mania.
Yeah. Yeah, if the injured list wasn't 40 people long.
All right. Crazy, man. I know we're already 33 minutes into this thing.
We are.
But I figure I'll go ahead and hit you with this since we're talking about wrestling. I've seen another wrestling podcast mention this, and I squinted my eyes and squinted my nose at their answers. So I figured I'd ask you, what are your top 5 favorite WrestleMania matches?
Top 5 favorite WrestleMania matches.
Don't have to be in any particular order.
Okay, so just any 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's easy then for a few of these. So, Mania 21 with Kurt and Shawn.
That was on mine.
That's an easy peasy. I'm actually going to go with the first Undertaker HBK.
That was also on my list.
Not that both matches were better than anything you'll see today.
For sure.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
But the first one just... With the second one, it was kind of like they buried the lead a little bit. Like we knew that we knew that Shawn was retiring and that he was going to lose.
Yeah.
With the first one though, you really had no idea what was going to happen
because it was Mr. WrestleMania versus the WrestleMania streak.
Yeah. And it was just you thought that Shawn might do it.
Yeah.
And it was really incredible. So I'm going to say that one. Controversial. I'm going to put the main event of 20, the triple threat with Benoit, Shawn, and Triple H.
Great one. It sounds like I asked you, what are your favorite Shawn Michaels WrestleMania?
He has been in all of them so far. I am actually going to go ahead and go with Punk and Roman from this Mania from 42.
That was on my list.
And then I'm going to go with Bianca and Sasha.
Ooh, yeah. I think that was 37 or 38. Yeah. Man,
and all but one of those was the main event of that Mania. The only one that wasn't was Kurt and Shawn, and it fucking should have been. Because you weren't following that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite match of all time still, though. I really love that match.
That's an amazing match. Dave Meltzer thinks it's all right.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm just like, I think he gave that match. He's never given Kurt Angle a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Not even Perk Angle.
You mean Peak Angle?
No. But that's absurd, man.
I know.
That's absolutely bonkers to me.
Yeah, it just tells me about his taste in professional wrestling. If Kurt Angle didn't have a single 5-star match from you.
Yeah.
I have to wonder then, what do you think of like Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, Kurt has so many matches. I mean, I'd probably give him and Shane at King of the Ring a 5 stars.
That was great too. Yeah, he got Shane McMahon through a tremendous match.
Yeah. So, what about you, man? What's your 5?
All right, so we have 3 in common, which is bonkers. It may be recency bias, but I have to put Roman and Punk on there.
Yep.
That was just fucking tremendous.
Top notch.
I had Shawn and Taker from 25.
Mm-hmm.
I had Kurt and Shawn from 21.
Yep.
I had, oh man, what was the other? Oh, I knew for a fact I also had, I was torn between Rock and Hogan at 18.
That's a great one.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to go with that one. The other one I was thinking about going with for number 4 was Rock and Austin at 17. But God, that finish just...
I'm one of the very few people, because I actually thought about Rock and Austin at 17 also. I'm one of the very few people that actually likes that finish. I think it's a great finish.
Okay.
I think that we are quarterbacking that shit, like couch quarterbacking that, and also in retrospect, right? Because like I remember seeing it, and I think it was the right call at the time. It got heat.
Well, it was very similar to the John Cena heel turn, where the moment was great, but everything that followed was shit.
I agree. Yeah.
And then the number 5, I had to put this match on there because I think I've seen this WrestleMania match maybe more than any other. WrestleMania 17 TLC 2.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I actually almost put Edge and Foley on mine because that's a great one.
Yes, right. Yeah, that was a really good one.
The Edge and Undertaker main event for the World Heavyweight title was also tremendous. Yeah.
One that for some reason gets overlooked, but Taker and Punk. I think that was at 29. That was really good.
Yeah. The build for that made it.
Yeah.
Moving on here, we still aren't at born again. We got to talk about this too. The Russo brothers announced this past week that they will re-release Avengers Endgame with additional footage that ties directly in to Avengers Doomsday. How do we feel about this?
Well, there's a lot to unpack in that statement. This additional footage, how much of this is crucial to Doomsday? We have to ask ourselves that. And also, I asked this question just more humorously than seriously, but have the Russos follow the MCU post their shit?
Like, did they watch anything?
They're like, so we're going to pick up where we left off at.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys do realize there's about 15 movies and a bunch of TV shows.
They're looking at like, their list of characters now who they have to work with, and they're like, the fuck is a Shang-Chi?
I'm like, they do realize that the Thunderbolts asterisk are in their movie, right?
Yeah. I don't know, dog.
And the Fantastic Four.
I feel that like half of the Russos' production time since they've been rehired at Marvel has just been them catching up on everything they missed.
Yeah, they're like, Marvel's like, okay, so you guys have everyone. And they're like, everyone? And they're like, yeah, everyone. They're like, so we can put the X-Men in this shit? And they're like, well, that's not what we, but sure, you know. I guess if you guys really want to.
All right.
Apparently, they also showed some footage at CinemaCon. The trailer that we are eventually going to get, I suppose. And I have heard great reactions to what was shown.
So, I've heard some things I won't repeat here, just in case they're true.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that it will definitely be received great. And I think that when people watch this movie, it will be received greatly. And then I think that post movie clarity, post nut clarity, I think that people will treat it like Deadpool and Wolverine. That is my official prediction consensus for Doomsday. I think that people will really enjoy the ride and then look back and say that wasn't very much substance, but it was fun.
That was 3 hours of fan service. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how long is this fucking movie gonna be,
bro?
I think the idea of them like re-releasing Endgame, like a retconned version of that, is kind of
meta.
It is. It's really meta and kind of. I mean, I laugh at it just a bit. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I would want, like, obviously I want to wait and see it first. And I like, yeah, will I go watch Endgame in the theater again? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I will. Sure. Will we probably give you guys an updated review?
Yeah. It's been some years.
Yeah, you know. Let's go see it again, see how we feel about it 8 years later.
Yeah.
7 years later.
Christ, it has been that long.
Yeah. 2019. 2020 was like 8 years long, so that's why.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The Russos have enough credit with me for me to, I'll buy in. But they got to deliver, man. Doomsday has to be good.
Absolutely. And there's so much they have to do, right? Because you go back to, and I hate to keep making this comparison, but shit, they're the ones who designed this chessboard. But you go back to Infinity War, and the board was already set once you go into the theater.
Yeah.
There was zero setup required and zero setup done because they didn't have to.
They didn't have to, but now they got damn near nothing.
Yeah. Infinity War starts with Thanos whipping ass and already having at least one gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now they've got literally nothing. I mean, they have the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four that are kind of set up. But, like, they really got nothing.
Yeah.
Beyond that. And that just goes to show what the MCU had like set up for the eventual return of the Avengers, which is damn near nothing, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I hope they never make that mistake again. These movies building to the next thing is what kept people going to see them. Mm-hmm. Even if that MCU movie wasn't necessarily your cup of tea, you went to the theater to see it because you didn't want to miss a piece of what they were building.
Right.
And then now, they've made it so you don't have to care. And people don't.
Yeah, it is a trap of their own design.
Yeah. I saw a thing where the Russos said that Doomsday was going to pick up right from the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Peter Parker would be very happy to hear this. Because he's been through some shit since then.
But I've also still haven't heard anything about Spider-Man being in Doomsday.
Yeah, and he may not be.
He may not be.
They may be saving him for Secret Wars.
Yeah, it may just be Man-Spider in there instead.
Oh, God.
I've heard also rumors that Marvel got cold feet with Man-Spider and that they decided to actually not go through with putting him in that movie. Which I think, according to the internet, you and I may be the only ones who are happy about that.
Yeah.
People really want to see Man-Spotted for some reason.
I do not.
Me either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to, because they said that like the body horror of it all would be too much for their kid audiences. I'm 37. It'd be too much for me. I don't want to see Man-Spotted.
Yeah, I don't want to see that shit. We got Clayface coming out.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on. Yeah. But what do you think this additional footage could be? And do you think it's going to be anything really substantial? Are we talking about like 90 seconds of footage here?
You remember the last time that they did this and they put like some Hulk saving some people in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For like 10 seconds?
Right.
I would like to say that maybe they'll surprise us. Mm-hmm. But I would say that this footage has to do with either Doom or Cap.
Mm-hmm. Or both.
Or both. And I think it may have to. But they could surprise us, man. We know that, Bruce Banner is back to himself in Spider-Man.
Yep.
So it's just going to be interesting, man, to see which characters they decide to go with. I would assume that it's going to be one of those three, right? Hulk, Cap, or Tony, because we haven't seen anything on those characters. Now, obviously, Tony Stark's dead. But we also know that Doomsday is being played by RDJ. So, will we see something crazy happen? Is Uatu going to be like, hey, Dr. Doom, come look at this shit, bro. Iron Man just died. And he's going to be like, that's crazy.
Did Steve Rogers cause the incursions?
Possibly. I mean, when you talk about what is, like, clearly in the sacred timeline, right? Steve Rogers is supposed to be on ice.
Yeah.
But he isn't. He goes back and lives that full life. And not only lives that full life, but also produces a person that is not supposed to be here. So what effect, if any, does that have on the timeline? What are the consequences? What does Loki think about it now that he is like Father Time? Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting, man. And honestly, that's one of the things that has gone I think overlooked by a lot of people is what is Loki's role in this? Because he's going to have one.
Mm-hmm. And for the people who haven't seen the Loki TV show, they're going to be so confused when they see him.
They're like, how the fuck did you get...
What? Yeah, what is wrong with you? What are you now?
Yeah, what are you and what's going on? And why are you sitting here in this glowy Matrix room?
Yeah, dog. So there's still a lot of questions. We don't have a time frame for that Doomsday trailer, do we?
We do not.
Okay.
I would imagine that they're not going to sit on it too long.
You would think not. Dune has already given us a trailer.
Yeah, we got a Dune trailer forever ago. I mean, if they were smart, they'd run it in front of Brand New Day.
That's true.
But they never do that shit.
Yeah, I guess in the past, though, they never really had to.
Or do they pull a the Doctor Strange 2 trailer and do they put it at the end of Brand New Day, like as the after credit scene? Money.
That is money. Yeah. It's going to be a little awkward, though, right? Because normally at the end of these movies, it'll be like, Spider-Man will return. It's just going to say sometime later on. But check out this Doomsday trailer.
Yeah, here you go. Check it out. Well, should we drop on over to a different corner of the MCU?
I suppose we should. A cozy little kitchen.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, with a nice, brisk, quick 49-minute cold open.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we did. Homies, one and all, welcome back to another very special episode of the Superhero Homies Podcast. My name is Quentin, and again, I'm here with my buddy, the world's greatest co-host, the homie Caleb.
What's going on, everybody? I hath returned. It feels like forever since we have recorded, but we're going to be bringing you guys two this week. Mm-hmm. Later on, we're going to be talking about the later half of Invincible.
Yes.
It wrapped up today. I have not seen it yet.
I haven't either. I've been tempted to watch it, but then that would push some of my Born Again knowledge out of my brain.
Born Again. So yeah, obviously tonight we're here to review episodes 5 and 6?
5 and 6
of Daredevil Born Again.
Yes, the Grand Design and Requiem. So even the people at Born Again have been playing Resident Evil, it seems.
Yeah. Man, what a couple of episodes here. We get major deaths. We get a fucking Uatu sighting, which didn't have that on my bingo card.
Nope.
We get the guest star that everybody has been waiting to see. There was a lot to unpack here in these 2 episodes. Do we want to review them separately, or do we just want to lump it all in?
Let's lump them all in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
They flow together pretty smoothly here.
They do.
Yeah.
So where we pick up with episode 5 of this, this is actually the episode that we start off with Dex, isn't it?
Well, no, we start off with Dex in episode 4.
Oh,
he's
right,
cooking breakfast and whatnot.
Okay.
Episode 5 starts off. We see Matt and Bullseye on the run together, and that's being kind of intertwined with us seeing Fisk in the hospital with Vanessa.
Right.
We also see a lot of Daniel and him continuing to kind of bury himself under the stress and denial with his relationship with BB.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that we had not done the initial episode yet where Vanessa got the glass.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we already did that one. So we're picking up from right after that, and then also this week's episode.
Yes.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I really, honestly, early on when people were like, I think it was, people said like episode 3 is when the show kicks up. And we actually talked about like, okay, well, I hope that it's not a roller coaster and like it's just going to keep kicking up from here. Mm-hmm. And it really has.
And I got to say, this episode, episode 5 in particular, the Grand Design, I really feel vindicated in saying that Buck Cashman is just a Temu Wesley.
Because they actually, I actually love this episode.
Yes.
Because it has all of these amazing callbacks to the original show.
Right.
And I did not have fucking Wesley being on my bingo card either.
No. It was to the point where, and maybe you know more about this than I do, I haven't had a chance to look into it. How much of these flashbacks was it 100% new footage, or was some of this repurposed cutting room floor footage that they had from the original series?
I want to say that most of this is new. I know that what's his name?
Wesley or
no, Foggy Alden Henson, is that his name? Mm-hmm. I know he came back and filmed new scenes.
Okay.
I think some of the Vanessa and Fisk stuff could have been, because she didn't look digitally de-aged, but she looked younger. Mm-hmm. So I think some of that footage they could have already had.
It looked like a lot of them looked younger.
Yeah.
Which was pretty impressive. And it was cool just seeing it, like, because for a moment there, I thought that a lot of this was just maybe repurposed footage, especially in the first half of the episode with the flashbacks, because I was wondering, okay, how are they going to tie this into the major theme of the episode or the season? But then once we see Wesley and Buck interact, and I said, oh no, this is new.
Yeah. They couldn't have had this.
Yeah.
If they did, that's some crazy planning.
Right.
Like, hey man, we want you in for this role for this show that we may have in the future.
Yeah, probably like 10 or 11 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah. No one's greenlit it or anything. We're just hoping we can do it.
We're just really hoping that it happens. So
yeah.
We're gonna film it, and
we'll call you if we need you.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. But this is a great episode. Episode 5 is anyway. Just looking at it, because we see the threads continue to unravel between Daniel and BB, and it's one of those things where, like, I wish I could just take BB to the side and say, "You're pushing too hard right now."
Yeah.
because Daniel, he may have a blind spot for her at that moment, but now that he's especially got Buck in his ear, you got to wonder how long that's going to last. And we see in episode 6 that, okay, it's come home to roost now.
It's kind of terrifying, man, especially with the stuff that Buck is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of started to like Daniel a little bit.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, man, is he about to do some shit that I'm not going to be okay with? And honestly, I think that they've kind of intersected and gone to the opposite ends, because at the beginning of this, you know, Daniel is all like doe-eyed and, you know, he's just completely just enamored with BB, and BB's playing him. Mm-hmm. But now I think that those roles have just about flipped.
Yeah.
I don't think that she is under any misunderstandings or misgivings about who he is, but I think she's starting to humanize him a lot more, and she kind of does actually like him. Mm-hmm. And at this point, he's so paranoid now that he's like, I know you're doing this shit.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes with the leak that he fed her, because she actually didn't leak it.
Yeah, she didn't, did she?
Yeah, she decided not to.
Yeah. So, I got to see how that plays out. Do both BB and Daniel make it out of this season?
Oh, man. I can't see that.
Yeah.
The way that they ended episode 6 has me absolutely terrified for Karen.
Bro, I'll be honest, man. I think I'd rather be killed by Buck than by fucking Powell.
Yeah.
Fuck Powell.
Yeah, dude. Like, if Powell kills her in the beginning of that episode, he's not like making it out of that episode.
No. Matt's breaking his rule.
Yeah. Something has to happen, I would hope. If Matt doesn't kill him, Frank's going to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, the way they ended that shit, and with Vanessa just dying, you know, it would only be fitting for Karen to die now, and for Matt and Fisk to just be left alone in their suffering, as we have seen so many times.
You know, that is an interesting disposition. You look at Born Again Season 1, and one thing that they really hammered home was the similarities between Fisk and Matt.
Yeah.
And we look at it now at this episode 6, Requiem, where they really draw the parallels of Fisk losing Wesley, like his right-hand man, and then Matt losing Foggy, his ride or die. And now Fisk has lost Vanessa. I'll tell you this much, man. In episode 6, I was so concerned for Karen when Matt left Bullseye in there. Yeah. Like, if you guys have picked up a Daredevil comic book, you know that it's not good. When there's two things that aren't good. When Matt and Bullseye are in a church together, which happened in episode 5,
yeah,
and when Bullseye is in a place with Karen, Bullseye's favorite pastime is killing Matt's girlfriends.
Yeah,
you know, and
his friends.
Yeah. So I was terrified for Karen, even though he was locked up and she had the gun. I was terrified for her.
Yeah,
you know,
because he can kill you with anything.
Yeah,
and him being tied up or whatever is like,
all right.
Yeah.
What's that mean? So yeah, but Powell cannot kill Karen. God, I hope not. I had a question about Powell. There was a moment, and maybe I just misinterpreted the scene or I missed something, but there was a moment earlier in episode 6 when we have Matt and Jessica Jones, like assaulting in the warehouse with the chill agents.
Yeah.
Anti-test force douchebags, whatever. And there was a moment there where did Jessica punch Powell and he just no-sold that shit?
She told Matt that ever since she had her kid, her powers come and go.
Come and go, okay.
And so her strength like turned off there at the most inopportune moment, which is kind of an interesting dynamic to add for her. Let's talk about Jessica Jones, man. What do you think about her here?
Great to see her back. Phenomenal to see Jessica Jones back. Kristen Ritter, she slid right back into that role like she hadn't missed a day.
Speaking of sliding into stuff, is that Luke Cage's kid?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. Yeah. In the comics, they obviously hook up and they have a baby girl. Ta-da.
Yeah.
So yeah, there she is. And for a second, when she was playing with that, I don't know if that was a grenade or
yeah.
I was like, I hope that she has some of Luke Cage's powers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because this is about to be bad.
Yeah. And where is Luke Cage? And why were they so specific in not mentioning him?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we know he's going to be showing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Man, if I was Luke, I'd be proud of myself. Like, damn, girl, I pounded the powers out of you.
Damn. I want to talk about a scene in episode 5, obviously, with Matt and Bullseye on the run.
Yeah.
This might be my favorite scene of the entire season. And it's when Matt goes back to get him.
He had to.
Yep. And I think that was so important to show before this face down with Fisk in episode 6. Because honestly, I was actually kind of blown away by the reveal here that we were about to get a Matt and Fisk fight.
Yeah.
Because they haven't really been building up to that at all.
Mm-mm.
And next thing we know, Wilson sits down and you see the outline of that, which was brilliantly shot. And I'm like, oh, fuck, is this about to go down right here? I was like, because, Fisk is not in a talking to Matt mood.
No.
But, you see Fisk, and he has nothing, man. His reign in the city is crumbling. He's lost Vanessa. I mean, he's got Buck, but...
What good's that going to do him? Like you said, the governor, she's pooling her resources.
Yeah, I mean, fucking whoever Mr. Charles works for, they're pissed.
Yep.
That was bold as fuck, just stealing all their weapons. And now he's against you. And now Matt is gonna show up, and he don't want to talk to you. But I love Matt's dialogue here when Matt's like, "Man, I mean, we always said this is about the city, but it's really not. We could just both leave. We could both walk away. One of us has to stop." And interestingly, they can't agree to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have another season 1 ending.
Yeah.
And you also know Fisk is not gonna go for it. Fisk is like, well, or I could just kill you right now.
This was their killing joke.
Yeah.
This was Batman at the end of Killing Joke, having that candid conversation with Joker. If we keep this up, one of us is going to kill the other or both. But it doesn't have to end this way. We can still come to some kind of agreement and put an end to this. This is exactly what that was.
Yeah.
And just like the Killing Joke, Fisk was like, No,
I'm okay. Yeah. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I love this fight.
How do they keep impressing with these fight scenes?
The way that Matt was just fucking Muhammad Ali and around him in the beginning was hilarious. Where, and I'm like, man, you need to keep that up, bro, because every time he touches you, that shit look like it hurt a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I could see Matt's health bar. And quarter chunks are being taken out with those hits.
Yeah, don't let him grab you, for one. When Fisk first gets a hold of him and crunches his wrist in, I was like, oh man, you can't let him get a hold of you.
Bruh, I laughed and cried tears of horrific joy when Fisk got a hold of that doctor.
Oh yeah.
That doctor walked in the room with Vanessa, who is dead, and he starts talking his I don't know what you want to call that kind of talk, his pseudo-spiritualistic, ritualistic talk of the afterlife and of what death is.
And then he touched him.
I was like, first of all, leave the room.
Yeah, you don't want to be in here.
Leave the hospital, actually.
Yeah.
If Buck lets you get that far.
Yeah. But also don't touch him.
Yeah. It kept getting worse, right? Because first he walked into the room. That was the doctor's first mistake. And then he starts talking about, your wife is dead. I'm so sorry. That was definitely a second mistake.
Yep.
And then he approaches Fisk like they're just best buds.
And wants the hug.
he's heard zero rumors about the Kingpin.
Clearly. I think he understands it now. I think he has a thorough understanding of who the mayor is. Yeah, I was like, bro, you are dead as fuck. Yeah, it was actually when he first touched him that I was like, oh, Fisk is about to kill you.
It was when he wouldn't stop. He just kept talking and kept approaching.
Yeah,
I knew he was dead. Yeah.
Yeah, at the bare minimum, you could come in and go, really sorry. My condolences. We did everything we could, and then you get the fuck out.
Yep.
That's the most you do.
Absolutely.
And you deliver that shit from afar.
I would deliver it over the intercom.
Yeah. Mr. Fisk, sorry about your wife. Doc out.
Yeah, Doc. That shard of glass was a lot bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Vanessa's death that happens at the end of episode 5. So she does come out of the coma at the end of 5, and she seems coherent. And she's talking to Fisk, and she's very much out of it. And you could be thinking maybe it's whatever drugs they put her on. She's loopy or what have you. And the first kind of red flag is she asked for, was it pineapple juice?
Yeah.
And Fisk tells her, but you hate pineapple juice because of the way it makes sure your lips feel. And she was like, oh, really? Well, let me get some anyway.
Yeah.
And then she asks him to tell the story of when they first met. He does. And then it's almost like she's going to ask him to tell that story again, like he didn't just tell it.
And that's where I was going is like, is she going to be alive, but she's got brain damage?
Yeah.
That would have been horrific for Fisk. Mm-hmm. Probably worse than the death, to be honest.
You know what? If she had brain damage, though, Fisk would still hold on to some kind of hope.
Yeah.
But with her being gone, I still think that's just a little bit worse.
He got insanely reckless immediately because he's been so careful.
Yep.
But no longer. He's just straight up stealing guns from Mr. Charles. Mm-hmm. There's a riot outside City Hall. He don't give a fuck.
Nope.
Like, just killing doctors in broad daylight.
Yeah. Yeah, he feels like he has lost his reasoning for life. He's lost his zest for life.
Yeah.
Vanessa was his everything. He loved that woman more than anything. And, now she's gone. And it's just like we spoke about the last time we reviewed Born Again. We said if Vanessa dies, that's going to be fucking awful for the heroes.
Yes.
Because now they have this completely unhinged Fisk to deal with. And for whatever limited amount of time he has left as mayor, he has unchecked power.
I was going to say, it's also worse for Fisk, though, because whereas he's been so careful, now he's going to make all the mistakes. And we already see that. It took almost no time.
Right. Absolutely. But at this point, there's so many people who can come in and play a role in his downfall. I mean, obviously, Matt is like, suspect number one for people who's going to take him down. But then we still don't know who Mr. Charles works for. Yeah. But whoever that is probably is going to take umbrage with the shit that Fisk has been doing. Yes. And like, it's not going to stop. So we have 2 more episodes left of Born Again this season. And typically with shows of this nature, the penultimate, which is next week's episode, is really where shit gets hype. I don't want to jump too far ahead in this review, but man, I gotta ask, what do you think happens?
I hope that Karen doesn't die. But if she does, it would lend a lot of, credence to the fact that the Defenders are coming back. Because there has to be somebody in Matt's personal life for him to bounce stuff off of. It's scary, man. I hope it doesn't happen just because... Mainly because I think Deborah Ann Woll is such an incredible addition to the show. I think she's, kind of... Like, her absence in season 1 was definitely felt. And I think the more that she's in the show, the better. So I am hoping that, she will be saved. And I hope they're just teasing us with the death here.
They could be. Or they could be teeing us up to get rid of her.
Yeah.
I'll say this, man. I didn't know how a Daredevil show would look without Foggy, just because, again, you pick up any Daredevil book, man, Foggy's there in his corner. And even going back to the iconic Guardian Devil book where we see Karen killed, and like the long aftermath that had with Matt Murdock, like that wasn't something quickly that he got over. I don't think that Matt can lose both Foggy and Karen and continue. I don't know how he does.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know what a Daredevil show looks like without both of those characters.
But we also have to think, too, it's heavily rumored that they're going to do The Devil in Cell Block D for Season 3.
Okay. All right.
So, what causes Matt to go over the edge, if not this?
True.
Now, granted, this all could be a red herring, and it could be a situation where somebody dies, even if it's Fisk, and they just blame Matt for it.
Yeah. I think it also could be as simple as Fisk, having nothing else to lose, reveals Matt's identity.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, like Fisk goes down, reveals Matt's identity. It'd be crazy if they both end up in the same in the same jail.
That would be bonkers. Oh shit!
But yeah, that's been heavily rumored that that's what they're doing.
That's interesting, and I mean honestly, that would create a lot of space for the Defenders to kind of do their thing, and without having Matt taking up all the space.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah. Do we get any more Jessica Jones this season?
If we do, I think it'll be in the finale.
Yeah. Same with, well, I think if we get Luke, it'll be season 3, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see him maybe making a cameo in this season.
So let's speculate about who Mr. Charles is working for. They have been so careful in this show to not reveal anything major that can really tip us off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, it could just be, like, the CIA, right? But that's kind of lame.
Yeah. The CIA, I don't think they're going to send armed goons like that to your house.
My opinion on it is that it's probably the Hand. Because we know they're going to be in Brand New Day.
Yeah.
We know we had the Punisher special between now and then. I just think that this is a way for them to tee up the Hand's return. So,
I was all aboard on the Hand train. That's a very weird sentence. I was aboard the Hand train.
The Hand train?
Until I saw those goons assault Jessica's house. And she said that those were not the anti-vigilante task force. They were someone else.
Right.
And those didn't look like ninjas.
They did not.
They look like another paramilitary type of force. We know that there's no more Hydra.
Right. Think they're going AIM?
See, I was thinking that briefly, but that's not really AIM's MO. They're more science-based.
Yeah.
You know? Man, if Maria Hill wasn't dead, which fuck that goddamn Secret Invasion show, I would say, what if it's S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Well, it could be Sword.
Could be Sword, yeah. Yeah, there is still Sword. And we haven't seen them since fucking, was it Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, where Nick Fury's just up on the space shuttle or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who knows what the fuck Sword's been up to?
I don't know, man. The only thing I think about, though, is one of my favorite parts of the Civil War comic book is when all of the heroes who haven't signed over to Team Tony to reveal their identities to the public, they have until midnight on this date to reveal themselves and sign themselves up for the Superhero Registration Act, or they'll be apprehended. Luke Cage is one of the heroes who's always been public, but he doesn't want to sign this thing. He's with Captain America on this. And so he sends Jessica and the baby elsewhere into hiding. And he just sits alone in his house and he's waiting for the clock to tick down. And he's watching it just sitting alone in his house. The clock strikes midnight. And I think he gets like a knock at the door. And they're like, Luke, this is, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. We're coming in. We have Maria Hill with us. Are you ready to sign the paperwork? And Luke's like, I'm just minding my business, man. I'm just a man chilling in my house. Leave me alone. And obviously they barge in, and Luke just goes fucking ham on these. They think that they're prepared with their gadgets specifically designed for, superhumans, but Luke Cage is Luke Cage.
Look, man, Thanos can tell you they'll bust in on your house.
Yeah. But for me, that was always such a fucking great moment for Luke Cage, and also a great significant moment for what the Civil War book meant. I think they can repurpose that and use it for Born Again, if shit really hits the fan with the government and these vigilantes.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, man, I don't know what we can expect for these next 2 episodes exactly. We know that Fisk is going down, and I think that maybe next episode, Fisk will realize that he's fighting a losing war, which makes him even more dangerous, because if he's going down, fuck it.
Yeah. I just revealed everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see that being like the stinger at the end of episode 7.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that like the absolute worst case scenario is Karen is killed and then Matt is framed for her murder.
Oh my God. That'd be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what kind of Daredevil we get after that.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing good.
Absolutely not. Let's see. When does Powell die?
ASAP. Maybe at the very beginning of episode 7.
Look, if Bullseye wants to make the ultimate face turn, all he's got to do is kill Powell.
That's right. Then I'm one of the good guys now. I'll at least consider it even.
Yeah. He might be on to something.
He's such a dirtbag, man.
Powell, yeah.
Yeah. Now, is that the twist they go with? Like, in that moment, does Bullseye show up and kill Powell and save Karen? And does that make him even?
That would be one hell of a twist, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what I would do if I was writing it.
Or, what if they've already told us what they're going to do, and they flip the script the other way? Instead of Bullseye killing Karen just kills him anyway. And then, like, Matt sees that shit. Matt notices that shit.
I was like, that's highly unlikely.
That's the twist. Yeah.
Like,
oh, he can see. No.
I actually love when he meets Jessica, and he's like, the way you're breathing, I think one of your ribs popped out. It's like, motherfucker, how about a hello?
Right. But, you having a displaced rib is also very important.
It is, sure. But she knew about that shit.
Oh man. I'm a little worried for Karen, and I'll be honest, I don't even think that Powell is gonna kill her. I think that he will bring her to Kingpin, and then I'm worried for Karen.
I think if anybody kills her, I think it's gonna be Buck as a other side of the coin, a 180, because she killed Wesley.
Oh, yeah. Does Buck know that she's the one that did it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I really think what the angle they're going to go with is I think Bullseye is going to save her. Mm-hmm. And I think that's ultimately going to make her question, like, I wanted to kill him, and if I had, I would be dead right now.
Yep.
And I think that's an interesting character development.
With where we're going, I'll be honest, I don't think that Fisk is going to be the big bad for season 3.
No.
Who do you think we get?
I mean, they can pull from whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think they can pull from any of the Defenders, honestly.
There'll be a vacuum in New York, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be able to pull from... I mean, they could pull from... Literally, they could pull from anybody in Marvel, period. People have been like, well, what if, Mr. Charles works for... Like, if he's like a younger version of Mr. Sinister. I've seen that thrown out online.
That'd be interesting.
So like, there's all kinds of stuff that they could be. I'd hate to even speculate on it. But I do think that the Defenders will be fighting whoever fills that void that's in the criminal underworld. Because it's not just the mayor's office; it's also the criminal underworld.
Yeah,
him and Vanessa are running all this shit out of that port, and so with the free port's licenses being revoked, and the also the power void at City Hall itself, there's no telling what shit's gonna come here. Plus, we don't know what the fuck Heather's creepy ass is doing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With Buck, I was like, man, we could have cut this scene. I ain't need this shit.
Hey, dog, listen. They did some freaky shit. You know what I mean? I ain't judging.
I ain't judging either.
You know what I mean?
I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I never had it that way where, like, I told a girl to choke me. It's normally,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah, it's a weird flip, but again, not judging.
And it looked like she was doing a real good job too, because at one point he was like, "Hey,
right, that's a little
yeah, can we maybe let's wrap this shit up, B?"
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know really what we're doing with Heather at this point. I still remember her name though.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Good job. You get a gold star. I think by the end of this episode 6, man, I think Daniel is also unraveling, and I am worried about him.
I still think it's a high probability that Buck has to kill. Doesn't have to, but Buck will kill him.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just think that Daniel very well could die trying to protect BB. And that'd be like a little full circle moment back to, I think it was episode 1 or 2 of this season when BB and Karen were talking, and Karen says something like, I know that Daniel may be dumb or whatever, but don't underestimate him.
Right.
And I think that, that's already happened. She's underestimated him, and now he's going to pull the wool over her, and he's called her out. And Buck is even on to her, So I'm not really sure what's going to happen next with BB, but I hope that she makes it out of this.
Me too.
Yeah. What else do we have that happened in these 2 episodes? Going back to episode 5, the Grand Design. That guy who they were defending, that douchebag, Foggy is a better man than me.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if I had a childhood bully like that, and I'm a lawyer now, and I walk into the office and I see him, can't do it.
I'm especially not going to let him have my life savings.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Especially since he kept being a douchebag.
Right.
It'd have been one thing if he'd have been like, yeah, man, sorry about all that, kids are kids or whatever. This dude was still the same guy.
Yeah. Still a dickhead.
Yeah.
Just an adult version now.
I'd have been like, sign the damn deal.
Right.
They're going to kill me when I go to prison. I guess you shouldn't do crimes. Yeah. Sign the shit.
But that guy does actually get away.
Yeah.
He listens to Foggy, takes the cash, and he goes and presumably starts a new life before Buck kills him.
Right.
So it was also interesting seeing a younger Buck. Look like he had a hard time after whatever war he was in.
Right.
Yeah.
Would have had to have been like, he says Afghanistan, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget that U.S. we're not like the only people who were in that war.
He said he had like some kind of mission, like top secret mission or something like that. I wonder if he was over there doing the same shit that Frank was doing over there.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really fun if he and Frank knew each other. But
I could see Buck making it out of this season and him going to work for whoever takes Fisk's place.
I can see that.
He's got like that Starscream kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Buck has grown on me.
Yeah.
This character,
Yeah, I like him. He's terrifying, but I like him.
Oh, he's absolutely terrifying. Man, let me tell you, when he took Daniel on that car ride.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well.
Here we go.
Yep. Sorry, Daniel. You had a good run, because he can be so charismatic yet so scary at the same time.
That's actually, I think, what just makes him horrifying.
Yeah. Because I think it's episode 4. He and Daniel have that moment where they're just kind of talking and bonding, and Daniel gives Buck a hot dog because I guess Buck looks like the kind of guy who never had a hot dog before.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then in episode 5, Buck was like, you know what? Let's go for one of those hot dogs, Daniel. And it seemed like a genuine thing.
It did. I was like, oh, is we getting a little bit of levity here? Okay. And then it's like, oh no. No, they're leaving the city. That's not good.
Right. Oh, the good hot dogs would be in the city.
Right, yeah. This ain't adding up. This is starting to look like a murder.
Yep. So Buck scared the ever-living shit out of Daniel.
He did. And ever since then, he's just been real paranoid.
Yeah.
Understandably.
Yeah. Because, one fuck up and Buck's going to double tap you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be bringing somebody else out here to cut you up and bury you.
Right.
Or toss you in the river, whatever.
Bro, how heartbreaking would it have been if when Buck popped the trunk, it was BB?
That was my immediate thought, dude. The immediate thought is like, what if that's what happened? But I looked in through the plastic. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just Christophe.
Yeah,
he was already dead.
Yeah, he was fine. We knew he was dead.
Yeah,
but that shit would have been horrifying, man, if it had been BB.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I really hope she makes it out.
Same. They finally got the confessions out there for the world to see. I
will say the whole thing with the SD card, that shit kind of was wonky.
It was a little...
Kind of fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
I don't know that BB has even seen it.
Yeah, it's unclear, right?
Yeah, did she even know that it was in her pocket?
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember who dropped the SD card in their pocket.
It was Ravi, the same guy that got killed.
That's right.
Well, he's not dead.
He's not dead, not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like she had to have seen it. There was some time between the boxing match and then her going to the hospital the next day.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. Yeah.
So maybe she has, but that kind of begs the question, like, okay, well, why is it still in your pocket?
That part, yeah. Why is it still there?
Why is it still in your pocket? And then, when he said, "Oh, this is a new episode" or whatever, I'm like, well, why? But it's not though. Why didn't you tell him that it's not what it is? The writing on this is kind of sloppy. I hope that we either don't hear about it again or there's some explanation.
Yeah. Either clean it up neatly or just leave it alone.
Yeah, just don't talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. What else do we have, man, for Born Again episodes 5 and 6 of season 2?
Honestly, man, I think they were about done. I think maybe we scored these things.
All right.
We got through it quicker than I thought we would, but I think we've hit all the big points.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I believe it is your turn, sir.
Okay. All right. I'll start with episode 5, The Grand Design. How do you follow up episode 4, which was like an action-packed, super fun romp of a ride that ends on such a high cliffhanger? You follow it up with something like The Grand Design, where we see the best of enemies having to kind of work together, and Matt really pulling the emotional lead on this thing, carrying Bullseye, a man who he hates, to safety. And he's doing it for the greater good, and his morality is being pushed to the very fucking limits because no one will blame Matt for leaving Bullseye there to die. And Bullseye is even telling Matt to leave him there to die. And Matt almost does it, but he wouldn't be fucking Daredevil if he did that. So he goes back and he gets Bullseye and takes him back to their little refuge. And all the while it's being cut with these wonderful flashback scenes that we get. This is not an action-heavy episode, but I didn't need it to be. This was a really great episode that focused a lot on the character work. And then at the same time, this episode also continued to build up the side characters. This is when you start to learn more and care more about characters like Daniel and BB and Buck. And so you really just start to have more of a connection to those characters. And to the point now where I wonder about those characters just as much as I do some of the main characters. And then at the end of episode 5, that we see Vanessa's death, and the pit of your stomach just drops because you know that now shit's really hit the fan. Not an action-heavy episode, but again, it didn't need to be. This was still a really great episode. I give episode 5 a 9 out of 10. I just really had a great time with it. And episode 6, Requiem, I feel that this was another really solid episode, man. This season is not letting up, and I mean, thank goodness. I'll say this, like, no matter what you feel about like seasons 1 and 3 of Daredevil on Netflix, Born Again season 2, if nothing else, is giving those a run for its money in terms of pacing. Everything feels really tight and concise for this season of television. But episode 6, I thought was just another really, really good episode. They're really building to something here, and we still don't really know exactly where they're going, but we can feel the crescendo, you know. That fight with Fisk and Matt at the end of this episode was chef's kiss. They get so creative because they've done this dance before. Just like with Matt and Bullseye, they've done that dance before, but they make it feel fresh. Tremendous stuff. Seeing Fisk unravel, fucking tremendous. There's a lot of strong things going on with this episode. I don't think it's as strong as episodes 5 or 4, which are maybe 2 of my favorite episodes this entire season. But I still think that episode 6, Requiem, is still a really, really strong episode. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, man, I think, you know, it's pretty well accepted that episode 4 is one of the best episodes of Daredevil, period. And I don't just mean on Born Again. Episode 4, I think, for a lot of people, was the moment that they understood that the Disney-fied version of this can be as good, if not even, maybe even better than the Netflix version. Because in season 1, we never really saw that. We didn't really get that. I mean, obviously there were elements of the Netflix show, that dark, gritty tone that we like. But this season, you know, I think we really got more of that, and it was solidified in episode 4. Episode 4 could have been from any of the seasons of Daredevil. It doesn't matter who produced them. So I think 5 was such a great homage to that. And I gotta wonder if this was like a conscious decision that they made to say, you know, for kind of episodes 4 and even more so 5 to be kind of a love letter to the original Netflix verse. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, and now we're going to move beyond that. You know, now we're going to move forward. We're going to honor the past, and then now we're going to move forward. But 5 really was just such a love letter to those. And I love seeing the differences here with Vanessa's, well, really with Fisk's influence on Vanessa and Foggy's influence on Matt. Mm-hmm. We get to see all of these things come full circle. And it culminates in Wilson regressing back into the person that he was when we see Vanessa die. Where, you know, so much of who Fisk is hinged on Vanessa, right? He he didn't really have any growth necessarily. He was doing things for her, whereas even in his death and his, sacrifice, Foggy had a profound influence on Matt.
Yep. Because
if it weren't for Foggy, Matt would have left him to die. And that's one of the reasons why I think ultimately it will be so poetic if he saves Karen.
Yeah.
Because, if Matt had not gone back for him, he wouldn't have been there and she would have died. I think that would be a wonderful sort of full circle moment for them. I hate that I had your exact scores in mind, but I'm not going to change them just because that's what you had. So yeah, I'm going to give the exact same. I had a 9 for episode 5 and I had an 8.5 for episode 6. No matter what though, unless they just really fuck it up again, this is going to be one of the best seasons of Daredevil. Period.
It's going to be one of the best seasons of television that Disney Plus has put out.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it already is that. But once again, we got to see that finish.
Yep.
We got to know what they're going to do with that shit.
Because even Born Again season 1 nailed the penultimate episode.
Yeah.
That was tremendous.
Yeah. And it was a good season.
Yeah.
Oh, overall, it was just a good season. And then the ending just ruined it for everybody. So it's the same writers. They're doing the finale of this season. They did last season. I hope they learned their lesson.
I actually saw an interview just a couple hours ago. It was part of an interview with Wilson Bethel, the actor who plays Bullseye.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've seen this or not, but he was talking about how it felt to be back for Daredevil. And he was very enthusiastic, but also very candid about everything. He says, I'm so glad that, we get to do season 2 of this Born Again show and that we get to come back from Netflix, and there's this long layoff and the fans were so excited, maybe even more excited than I was to come back. And he talks about how much he just really loves playing this character. And then he goes, he was just very candid. I know that, we really didn't deliver what we should have with season 1 of Born Again. But, man, with season 2, we really get to give people what they've really been wanting from this show. And,
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm very curious to see how this thing ends. I think it's going to end with a big what the fuck, but in a good way.
Yeah, instead of the opposite.
Yeah.
No, see, all the interviews I've watched about this show, it's just all Charlie Cox denying that he's in Brand New Day.
Look, the man plays blind too well. I can't trust whatever he says.
Right, yeah, No, especially not after Andrew Garfield went on the Lying World Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Did you see that he finally played E33, Charlie Cox did?
I saw something about that, yeah.
He was at the BAFTA Awards, which E33 won at the BAFTA Awards, and so now it is only the second game ever to get Game of the Year from all of the awards, most prestigious awards shows.
First is BG3, right?
BG3 is the first one to ever do it, and E33 the second one to ever do it.
Crazy that those two games came out within a couple years of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they both got Jennifer English in them.
Yeah. Someone else pointed out that Zendaya's in 3 of the biggest blockbusters this year.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Well, shit. Yeah, she's the new Zoe Saldana then, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, she might top it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know though. She was in Endgame that year that she made all that money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. But shit, being in Dune and Odyssey and Spider-Man
and Brand New Day, and we don't know that she's not in Doomsday.
That's true.
She could be.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be crazy. You're in both the movies that come out on the same day.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't even talk about Disney just inventing their new. We'll talk about that later later on in the week when we bring you guys the Invincible finale.
Yeah, the title card. Oh shit! Which I cannot wait to review that. We only actually have 3 episodes of that to review.
Yeah. But so much. I haven't even seen the finale, but we could spend 2 hours on just the 2 episodes I've watched. I messaged him. I wasn't driving on the way back from JordanCon this weekend, And I was like, man, we got to end up stuck in traffic, and I'm in the back seat, and I'm like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna put my earbuds in and watch the new episode of Invincible while we're stuck in the car, you know. And like about 10 seconds into the fight with Thrag, I just like pause it, pull my earbuds out, and everyone in the car is like, what's going on? And I was like, yeah, I can't really say. And then I messaged you immediately and was like, Thrag is a demon.
Yeah, he is not to be fucked with, dog.
He is not to be fucked upon.
I've seen so many amazing memes about Thrag and about, you know, Invincible season 4. But I think my favorite one has been Thrag in a barbershop, sitting in the chair, getting his hair cut. And like it's a simple meme, but it makes me laugh my fucking ass off. He's getting the haircut and like Thrag just says, "Yeah, line my shit up right, bitch, before I murder you, bitch ass nigga." It's like that shit is great.
He can't. But if Lee Pace ever narrated that,
and it's great because it's like I gotta line them up. Like I can't. There's nothing else I can do.
You just see someone just
but then it's like damned if you do and damned if you don't, right? Because if you don't line them up properly, like perfectly, well, you're eviscerated. But if you do line them up perfectly, you got to do it forever.
Yeah, because he's going to come back. And he's not going to die.
Yeah. So yeah. And you got to get it perfect every time.
He's going to live forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't want those problems.
Would their clippers even be able to cut his hair?
I have no idea. No idea.
We'll ponder this on Friday.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's gonna be a really fun episode. I can't believe that Invincible is already over, man. It feels like it just started.
I know. Well, and the boys are gonna be soon after that.
Absolutely, man. The boys, I think, is next week their halfway mark.
Didn't they give us 2 episodes? So they're already at the halfway.
Well, bitch.
All right. This is 5 this week, I think, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You might be, maybe.
I don't know.
I just watched 3, so if I'm 2 behind, then
oh no, 4 came out today.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, so we knew that this was going to be the busy season for us.
Yeah, so I guess next week will be. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Yep.
If we're gonna be able to do 2 next week.
Yep. If we can do 2 next week, it'll probably be Born Again and The Boys.
Yeah, because I'm leaving on Friday, so as long as we can do them before then, we should be fine.
Okay. But, well, homies, that's going to be all for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of Born Again Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6, and just our catching up of all the shit we needed to talk about. Jordan Con, WrestleMania 42, Avengers,
in-game re-release,
and all the other shit we talked about.
Yeah,
Clayface. So much good shit, and we have so much good shit to come. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode half as much as we did, at least. That's gonna be all for now, but we'll see you guys again very soon. But until then, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.